Shalom. This is White Raptor News Ministries. How's everybody doing? All praise and glory to the mighty Most High, our Creator, who is one God. There is none like Him. I did a bunch of shorts today, and I'm going to go backwards from what it was that I did, because there's a bunch of discrepancies that are going on in the creation story from Genesis 1 to Genesis 3 all the way down. So in the creation story, there's a couple of things that I want you to look at here. We're going to look first at Genesis 2:5, which says, "Now no shrubs had yet appeared on the earth, and no plants had not yet sprung up, for the Lord had not sent rain on the earth, and there was nobody to work the ground." Nobody here is the first man, or there was no man to work the ground. Well, what's peculiar about this being no man to work the ground? Because in Genesis 1:26 and 27 it says, "Then God said, let us make man in our image." So we have a man that's being created here in an image in Genesis 1:26 and 27. So why then in Genesis 2:5 is it saying that there was no man to work the ground? Yeah, right? Here, I want you to be able to see my bald head too. I don't want to be a Jason Stratham where they're always cutting off the top of his head. So you've had no shrubs had yet appeared, all right? But yet in Genesis 1:11, it says, "Then God said, let the ground produce vegetation and seed-bearing trees. Now no shrubs had yet appeared." You see the discrepancy here? This is Genesis right here, chapter 2, verse 5. And this is Genesis chapter 1, verse 11. So why is it saying that in this part of the creation story that the ground is producing vegetation and seed-bearing fruits and trees? Forgot to put fruits there. Seed-bearing fruits and trees. So in Genesis 1:11 you have God. Who is this God? This God here is God equals Elohim, which represents multiple gods. These are gods in the ordinary sense. Elohim means multiple gods, which also equals mankind. Okay? Mankind is multiple gods. Mankind equals 666. If you add the sum of the word mankind, it comes to 66. And then mankind, then God said, let us make mankind in our image and in our likeness, to rule over the fish in the sea, the birds in the air, the cattle of the land, and everything that creeps upon the face of the earth. So God created man in his own image and likeness, and in the image of God he created him. He created him, one man. This one man here is Adam. Okay? This here is the first man, Adam. It was created in an image of God. All right? Because down here in Genesis 2:7 it says, "Then the Lord molded, the Lord formed, He made." The Lord molded a man from the dust of the ground, or the earth, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. Okay? This is the key word here. The breath of life. The Spirit, the Lord, the self-existing eternal one, breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and this man here became a living soul. Okay? This one here is created in an image, and in the image of God, he created him, one man, a male and female. Are you catching what I'm saying? God created evil first. This is why they got transgenderisms and gay and all that they push on the mainstream media, because this plane of existence is all an image. It's an image. Pay close attention to what I say. An image is a phantom. It's an illusion. All right? So, now that I went over those, also, when you're talking about this God here, El, as in Elohim, when you're talking about this God here, it could also mean a magistrate. Again, the Magi. I'm always trying to tell you that this creation on the sixth day, mankind created on the sixth day, is a Magi. It is a magic man. All right? And he has pulled a great illusion over your eyes. It's this man that's created on the sixth day isn't flesh. It's a body of flesh. All men. It's the body of the United Nations that sit, and they all sit on the shoulders of Jesus Christ. But that was another lesson. So let's go ahead and backtrack and take a look at a few other things that I'd like to show you that aren't accurate in both sides between Genesis 1 and Genesis chapter 2. There's a lot of discrepancies that are going on. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few of those. Okay, so the reason why I'm backtracking here is because I want to show you in this story that's taking place that we have two creations. This is what brought me the most profound enlightenment to understanding the Bible. I have read the Bible, believe me, many times in my life when I was in jail, incarcerated. Just pick it up and start reading it. And I couldn't make ends meet of it. I really couldn't. But I had an experience with mankind, which was created on the sixth day, and realized that our government are really, truly the parasites of this world. Not just our governments. All the governments that sit at the United Nations. 193 nations sit at the United Nations, and the seven-head fallen angels rule that. And then those seven angels sit on the backbone of Jesus, all of them. Genesis 1:1 says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. I've said this to you many times before. In the beginning is time. Okay, God created the heavens, is space, and the earth is matter. Time, space, and matter coming into existence at the thought of our Creator's almighty power. Everything that exists is of the mind. Everything that exists is of the mind. It's not about this flesh and blood. Folks, you think you're living in flesh and blood, and your flesh and blood, 6:12 of Ephesians, says it's not about the flesh and blood. It's about the rulers. Again, the rulers. And who are the rulers? The principalities that fight in heavenly places. And the earth was void and without form, And darkness. Darkness in this parable here means misery. Okay? It means death, sorrow, grief, destruction. Why? Why is that existing there? Why is darkness upon the face of the deep? Because I'm trying to teach you that the Creator created evil first. And that's what this is. This darkness is evil. And this is why it was cast down to the face of the deep. Because the war in heaven had already taken place. In Revelations 12:4, which says, and with his tail he swept from heaven 1/3 of the stars. Okay, so it's said in the Bible that the stars are numbered like the grains of sand on the beach. So then we know whatever was cast down here to the heaven was a shitload of fucking souls, folks. All right? Sorry about that profanity. That was a slip. I'm going to try to tone it down now because my daughter and my family may be joining me in these streams here, and you know I want to bring enlightenment and truth to my daughter so that she can share this same truth to her children. It's her obligation, as this is my obligation, to also share it with others. Then God said, "Let there be light." God saw the light was good, and he divided the light from the darkness. Again, darkness here, all these right here, misery, it's pain, it's grief, okay? It's despair. It's all these things, man. So now we know that when it's talking about darkness in the Bible, that we're talking about a force, an energy force. Energy is what was tossed down to this place. A body, okay? An energy force that was created. Okay? And then 6, then God said, "Let there be a vault in the midst of the waters." So God made a vault in the midst of the waters. And it was so. God called the vault the sky. Morning and evening passed, and it was the second day. What's peculiar about this? This word here, vault, check it out, man. A vault is what? It's a gel. Why do you suppose they called it a vault? It's a place to keep prized possessions safe. Okay? So, the vault of heaven is on a flat plane, and this is how it works. And then this is all land that's raised, and then the moon and the sun were placed inside of the firmament with all of the stars. Oh, look at that. It looks like I'm making a Martian or something. All right? And it says that the moon and the sun, and we're getting to that, but that's going to be in a part 2. I'm not going to roll with this. I'm just trying to give you guys a little perspective on variations of the words, what's being said here in this this story that's going on. So also the vault is what? It's a sky. Okay? It's also the firmament. And the firmament is also a very important word, all right? Because the firmament equals the firm mind of God. Okay? Firmament means the firm mind of God, just as government equals mind control. Because govern is to control, to have power and authority over you. Okay, when you vote politicians into office, you are literally given your power that the Spirit, the self-existing eternal creator, has given you to serve him. You don't have to serve anybody on this plane of existence, folks. All you got to do is serve the creator, and he's going to take care of you and give you what it is you need. He gives everything. And he gives more to those that serve him. He gives them spiritual wealth, something that the material world doesn't understand and can't fathom the thought of that. So government means mind control, because govern means to control. In mente, okay, to break down for mente in Latin is mind. And this is why government means to control the mind. It's mind control, to govern the mind. Okay, the firmament of God is the firm mind of God. Okay, you don't get through the firm mind of God with sin and iniquity on your back. You see, let me explain something to you. What happens to the to your soul at death, folks? Let's take it a little bit down here. Okay, when your body dies, my mother just passed away 3 days ago. And I'm kind of cloudy a little bit about it. I tried reaching my mother for 2.5 years with this truth that I've learned. And believe me, my family, the entire family turned away from me. Everyone turned away from me. Because everybody on this plane of existence is worshiping Jesus Christ. Okay? This is a fascinating concept to understand, that if you're not serving the Spirit, the Creator, the self-existing eternal one, then the God of this realm has power over your flesh at any time that he needs to use you. You will turn into an agent Smith for Satan, everyone. Because when we're born into this realm, we are the seed of Satan. It's what it means when it said that the Lord will place Satan's seed between him and the woman. These are going to all be lessons and stuff that we go through in the future. I'm going to keep this one here short. So now we know that we've made it to Genesis, from Genesis 1 to Genesis 8, and we'll pick up in the next video from 8, and we're going to go all the way through these first 3 chapters so that you understand the creation story the exact same way I do, so you can turn from your sins, so we the Gentiles, the strangers, the aliens, are all hidden parables for demons and ghosts and devils and phantoms. Okay? We are living an illusion, and they are telling us in Hollywood, folks. It's time to wake up to the truth, all right? Be one that breaks these generational curses. Do you understand? I want to be the man in my family that breaks this generational curse that has been placed over us, and try to remove the scales. Because believe me, 2.5 years I sent my mother, and I'm going to be doing a series of all the letters that I wrote to my mother. All right, how desperate I was. You will see. You see, because once the Spirit was placed on me, I realized how desperate it was for me to start crying out to my family and exposing the truth to them and telling them the lie. And now my mom, she didn't want to hear me, man. Shalom. All praise and glory to the mighty Most High, who is one God. Blessings to you, the children of Israel. I am truly here in support of those that serve one God. All right? Those that serve one God. That's all that matters. Shalom. This is White Raptor News Ministries.